My husband's like, you know what? You're really pretty. So I'm like, what? Typical Bronx chick, right? What? He's like, nah, like, you need to work on your attitude. So I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean work on my attitude? He's like, your attitude blocks your beauty. He's like, when you're being mean and nasty and your attitude is how your attitude is.
None of that's true, man. None of it. All of that was fugazi. I come from a big family. Like, if you really follow me and you're not just around for the gossip, you see my daughter, you see my sisters, you see my mother, you see so many beautiful women in my life who love me to death. You know what I mean? Not only because I was there for them when they need me, I fought all their battles.
Are Remy Ma and Papoose secretly circling back to each other? And could that be the real reason Clarissa Shields has been spiraling online lately? Because suddenly the dots are lining up and the picture looks unhinged. Fans are dissecting every upload, every caption, every move. Desperate to decode what's actually unfolding behind the scenes right now, all attention is locked on Remy Ma, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields, a volatile triangle that has the internet refusing to blink. But this entire saga is proof that stepping into a situation where vows already exist never ends peacefully the moment you cross that line. Destruction is only a countdown away, and now the mess has spilled into public view for everyone to witness. But before peeling back the rest of this chaos, we have to talk about Clarissa Shields. Because it's starting to look like Cuz may be drifting back into her orbit again. Clarissa popped up on Snapchat and dropped what fans labeled a proof of life, catching him right beside her at the gym, back in his familiar role, correcting her form, driving her harder, pushing her body like history was repeating itself. The internet exploded, convinced a quiet reunion may have ignited behind closed doors, but then things turned even stranger. Before that clip surfaced, Clarissa had already uploaded what looked like a massive sweet potato random. Maybe, but fans swear it carried a coded message. The timing was way too precise to ignore, and now people are laughing because Clarissa once vowed she'd never post while eating again, yet there she was doing exactly that. Posting freely like the past never happened. Let's be honest, she had completely vanished online after that painfully awkward call to Hood Champion Sports. Pretending to be someone else, while everyone instantly recognized her voice, she truly believed that fake identity would work. But fans clocked it immediately the moment she was exposed. She vanished from social media like smoke into thin air.
I had to learn to not be so overprotective and allow her to go out there and do her thing and just support her decision. Like I said, sometimes when you love a person, you're always constantly giving advice, trying to stop them from doing things. But she taught me to just stand back and just support my decision and what I want to do. It might not align with yours, but I got this. You know what I mean?
And then, completely out of the blue, Clarissa Shields popped back up on Snapchat. Moving like a reset button had been hit and none of the chaos ever existed, she started tossing up random clips, laughing, joking, acting like the entire scandal was ancient history. But one subtle detail instantly caught everyone's attention. Viewers noticed it didn't seem like she cooked for Papoose at all based on the background audio. It sounded like he had ordered his own food, possibly through DoorDash or Uber Eats. Because she could be heard saying the meal was exactly what he ordered, that tiny moment said everything without her even meaning to say anything. No homemade plate, no warm kitchen vibes, just straight takeout energy. It gave the impression that Papoose wasn't trying to fully settle in or get too comfortable in her space, and fans peeped that. Immediately, that one quiet detail told a whole story by itself. But the moment that truly sent people spiraling came right after Clarissa hopped online and launched into a full-blown rant aimed at haters, fake narratives, and people allegedly twisting her words. She tried to sound chill, acting like none of the drama was touching her, but her tone betrayed her. She started off calm and controlled, but once the disclaimers started piling up, viewers knew what time it was obvious she was way more bothered than she wanted anyone to believe. Then Clarissa began firing off disclaimers nonstop, saying things like, "I'm going to do better, though I'm learning that these crazy people don't care about the truth." She wasn't finished. She followed it up with, "The lies are more entertaining, so that's what people keep running with." And then she added another statement about how she refuses to let miserable people interfere with her beautiful, best life. That was the message she wanted to stamp into everyone's mind. She wasn't letting the noise shake her, but of course, she didn't stop there. Right after that, she dropped another post saying, "No slander will be tolerated," stacking it with laughing emojis like she was brushing everything off. She made it clear she wasn't engaging with trolls, negativity, or anyone trying to push her buttons. It's her page, her rules, her universe, and she was standing firm on that. Her beautiful, blessed, successful life, that's the image she kept. Projecting strong, fearless, confident, but you could still feel a layer of defensiveness under the surface. It was obvious her words were aimed directly at the people blowing up her snap. Her comments were flooded with speculation, shade, and non-stop questions trying to provoke a response. She basically told everyone she'll block whoever she wants and doesn't owe a single explanation to anybody. But let's be real, the internet doesn't work like that once social media catches fire. You can't just tell it to relax and expect it to obey, especially with that whole Papoose situation still hanging in the air. Fans aren't blindly accepting her version of events. They want receipts, solid proof. Like official divorce papers showing Papoose and Remy Ma are truly done for good. Until that evidence surfaces, everyone's locked in, watching every post, every move, and every word Clarissa shares. And when it comes to Remy Ma, that's where things start boiling over. Out of nowhere, an old clip resurfaced and began circulating fast, pushing this drama into overdrive. And here's the twist: no one knows if the clip is old footage or something brand new, but it appeared on Remy Ma's official YouTube channel, which has close to 200,000 subscribers. That's a massive audience, so naturally people jumped on it instantly. And here's where it gets even crazier: the video was uploaded just days ago, basically yesterday around that same time. Papoose was still in New York with Remy Ma, their daughter, and the rest of their family.
I don't just do it for the person that I'm with. I do this for my children. Like I've had to put hands on my daughter's boyfriends to protect them. I'm being honest. I'm a protector, bro, and a provider. So anything outside of that, it doesn't go with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's very impossible. My grandmother has 17 kids, man. So I got over 90 cousins, a very big family, and my family looked to me for those things. You know what I'm saying? As a provider and a supporter and all of that. So it's hard to put that on. So it's like it doesn't go.
That single detail had everyone snapping pieces together fast, questioning what's really unfolding behind closed doors. So yeah, this clip absolutely deserves a deeper look, because the timing feels way too deliberate to be accidental. The video runs about 23 minutes, and while certain moments suggest it might be older footage, the real mystery is why release it now? The fact that Remy Ma chose to upload it at this very specific moment has people raising eyebrows and speculating about her intentions. It's giving message delivered, like she's subtly reminding the world, and maybe Papoose himself, exactly what that connection represents. In the clip, Remy Ma says, "My husband tells me I'm beautiful, and he tells me to check my attitude, but never forgets to remind me that I'm beautiful."
Brick wall, but when you being nice, it's like a brick wall is removed and I can see all your beauty. Like, bruh, all you have to do is say I look cute today. Like, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to make this whole philosophy, okay? Say I look cute this morning. Just say I'm glowing this morning, okay? I scrub my face, it's nice and shiny, it's clean. Just say that.
That line landed heavy, especially with all the rumors circling right now. The timing, the delivery, the upload itself, everything feels way too precise to brush off, as Chance fans are convinced this wasn't just a memory lane moment. It was intentional. Those words carried a very specific weight. It sounded like someone who's recentered, grounded, and settled with a man again. That kind of energy doesn't appear randomly. It feels like Remy Ma speaking from lived truth, maybe even from a place of reconnection, and that's what makes this entire situation even more fascinating. Remy Ma has always moved with quiet certainty, never second-guessing herself, never questioning her worth. She's consistently owned who she is, showing the world that her power comes from self-respect and resilience. Regardless of who's watching, she's shown her bare face time and time again, completely raw and unfiltered, and still made it clear that her husband loves her exactly how she is. That level of confidence screams, "I'm solid where I stand." But here's the twist: when that video surfaced, Papoose was still in New York, and that detail alone had people raising eyebrows and demanding answers. To be fair, certain parts of the clip do sound like they could belong to an earlier chapter. She talks about a recent loss in the family and taking the kids to Disney, which might suggest it was filmed during a different time. But even with that possibility, choosing to post that exact video right now feels way too calculated to be accidental. Despite the uncertainty around when it was filmed, one thing is clear: the timing wasn't random. It carried undeniable message sent energy, like Remy Ma knew exactly what she was doing and wanted everyone to catch it. Old footage or not, she dropped it with purpose. And people noticed immediately. That upload wasn't just a casual share, it was a quiet move that spoke louder than any public statement ever could. The context surrounding that clip felt extremely intentional, like Remy Ma was speaking directly through the screen, saying loud and clear, "When my husband is in town, when I call Papoose, he shows up, you know what I mean?" That single line said everything. It sounded like no matter what's being whispered online, there's still a real bond there, at least from a co-parenting standpoint. But let's be honest, this move went much deeper than that. It looked like Remy Ma was sending a sharp Subtle signal straight toward Clarissa Shields without ever saying her name. It carried that calm but serious warning energy, like, don't get too comfortable, because realistically, if she and Papoose were truly finished, if a divorce was genuinely happening, why post something that intimate, that affectionate, right now of all times? The timing, the mood, even the captions, everything felt too perfectly aligned to be just another upload. It gave reminder vibes, a way of saying that no matter what people are speculating, Papoose is still her husband, period, and the overall aura of that clip was pure confidence. You could feel it through the screen. That kind of glow doesn't come out of nowhere. It's the energy you carry when you're in your element, feeling yourself, music playing. And your man is right there uplifting you, telling you how incredible you look. That's real chemistry. You can't fake that, and fans picked up on it instantly. Meanwhile, Clarissa Shields seems to be out here chasing that same spark, trying to pull that kind of validation from Papoose. But it doesn't land the same, that natural warmth, that effortless connection that Remy Ma and Papoose share. It's completely absent between them, and that's the part that stands out the most. This entire messy situation proves one thing loud and clear: you can't build happiness on top of someone else's marriage. It never ends clean, because if we're being real, Papoose never truly wanted to walk away from Remy Ma in the first place. That's why he was still comfortable crashing on the couch for so long, keeping that emotional tie alive even when things weren't perfect. But then came the moment that changed everything. Remy Ma finally said she was done and told him to come collect his clothes, already folded and waiting. That action said more than words ever could. It wasn't rage, it was finality. And here's the kicker: Remy Ma once revealed that Papoose had allegedly been pawning some of her jewelry, trying to scrape together quick cash back in the day. But now the narrative looks different. Word is he's back working, bringing in consistent money, maybe even regained his confidence and sense of self. And that might be exactly why people believe Remy Ma is giving him another look, because one of her biggest frustrations before was being the only one carrying the financial weight. Now, with Papoose standing solid again, the entire power balance shifted. He's got money moving, pride restored, and he's no longer stretched out on Remy Ma's couch. But this is where things spiral. Clarissa Shields jumped online calling everything lies, acting like she has the full picture. The issue is when Papoose is in New York, she's nowhere in sight. She's not there to see what's really happening or who he's actually spending time with at the end of the day. Facts don't bend. Papoose is still a married man, still somebody's husband. Clarissa Shields can say whatever she wants. She can throw out rumors about Remy Ma having other men or bring up old situations, but none of that changes reality. Nobody truly knows what's happening between Remy Ma and Papoose except them. And let's be honest, if that divorce were really moving forward, it would have been finalized a long time ago. Remy Ma already said she had everything ready, papers prepared, plan mapped out, clean and quiet. All Papoose had to do was sign, and it could have ended without noise, without headlines. But he never signed, and the only reason he even filed his own paperwork around May last year was likely because Clarissa Shields started pushing him. Frustrated about being stuck in a situation that didn't feel official. Think about it: Clarissa Shields has been doing interviews, popping up on platforms like The Breakfast Club, smiling for the cameras, while this messy triangle keeps trailing her everywhere. That's exactly what's been happening, because when those photos surfaced showing Remy Ma and Papoose spending the holidays together, just the two of them, no child in sight, things got uncomfortable fast. Clarissa Shields tried to clean it up immediately. She jumped online saying Papoose was with his ex-wife, not Remy Ma. But the internet did what it always does, pulled receipts, and once people saw the proof, it was undeniable. He was right there with Remy Ma after that. Clarissa Shields tried to act unbothered, pretending it didn't affect her. You could almost hear Papoose telling her, block it out, focus on your fight, stay locked in. But even with all that reassurance, she still doesn't see what's actually happening. The truth is, Papoose never fully released Remy Ma, and that's the part Clarissa Shields keeps overlooking. She's defending something unstable from the start, while Remy Ma is moving like a woman who knows exactly where she stands. Clarissa Shields is acting like Papoose is a prize to be won, like this is a competition instead of the layered mess it really is. What makes it even crazier is the history between these two women. People forget Clarissa Shields once reached out to Remy Ma for styling advice, showing admiration, trying to build a friendly connection. She wanted mutual respect, and now she's linked to the same man. That switch alone says everything. It makes it look like loyalty and boundaries were never part of the equation. She was focused on getting what she wanted in the moment, but when you move like that, karma always finds its way back. This triangle was unstable from day one, and it's only a matter of time before the cracks fully break through. Clarissa Shields might not see it yet, but deep down, she's already playing from the losing side of the story, and Remy Ma doesn't even need to speak. Her presence does all the talking. She's the one who can pull up on Papoose whenever she wants, and everyone's known that from the beginning. The bond between them runs far deeper than social media drama, and no amount of online chatter can erase that history. So here's the reality: Papoose was just in New York, and right after that visit, Remy Ma dropped that video. The timing was impossible to ignore. Whether the clip was old or brand new doesn't even matter. The message landed loud and clear. My husband is here. My husband thinks I'm beautiful. My husband tells me I look good when I wake up. She doesn't need to prove anything online. Her life already speaks for itself. The energy in that video said more than words ever could, and honestly, things are only getting heavier for Clarissa Shields. Watching her make Papoose her entire storyline instead of keeping her focus where it belongs, on her career, her goals, her boxing legacy, is tough. That should be the headline, but instead, this relationship drama has swallowed the spotlight. Now everything attached to her name loops back to this complicated married man situation, and it's starting to weigh on people. The internet hasn't stopped talking about her posts, the emotions, the proof, and all the chaos, but it's not even hate anymore, it's fatigue. People are worn out watching her drift while this situation pulls her under. They want her to wake up and recognize what's really happening, that this setup was never built to last, and let's be clear, it's not about tearing Clarissa Shields down. Most people want to see her snap out of this and step back into her own lane, into her power, but right now, it looks like she's stuck in an illusion, thinking she's winning while, from the outside, it's obvious she's losing herself. It's painful to watch because her talent is undeniable, but the headlines aren't about her fights anymore, they're about her emotions. Now here's the final twist. Remy Ma isn't retreating at all. Whether she and Papoose are rebuilding something privately or just keeping everyone guessing, she's clearly enjoying the moment. She knows exactly how to get under Clarissa Shields' skin, and she's doing it with precision. Every post, every clip, every move is intentional and lands exactly where she wants it. Remy Ma barely needs to speak. Her silence is the loudest statement in the room. She's shaping the narrative without saying a word, and somehow, she's still on top. So after everything that's unfolded, what's really going on? Are Remy Ma and Papoose about to make it official and confirm they're back together? Or is Clarissa Shields finally going to hit the brakes, let go, and walk away from this digital chaos once and for all? Drop your thoughts below. What do you think about this madness? Is Remy Ma trolling, reconnecting, or simply moving in her truth? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Star Watch, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next update when the tea gets even hotter. Stay locked, and it's only getting spicier from here.